Yo, this is Juarez 2045, man.
That is the original title of today's movie.
What is?
Juarez 2045, or as the DVD that we have calls it, Cartel 2045.
Oh, that title. Wait, what are we doing talking about a movie about a cartel?
Did you not see the mech on the poster we used for the thumbnail for this video?
No.
Oh, well, stay tuned in a couple seconds for that poster.
All right.
The movie starts with a news report about robot soldiers called droids being deployed in Hamadan, Iran, as well as the escalating drug wars between cartels in Mexico. Turns out droids sold on the black market have wound up in the hands of Mexican cartels.
In El Paso, Texas, a war criminal, former Marine Carson West, who has a chip implanted in the side of his head, is being offered a job by a military officer, Beck.
Good to see that Professor Horatio Hart found work after VR Troopers.
The military wants Carson to find and recover Estevez Flores, a scientist that worked on the droids who recently resurfaced in Raze, Mexico, and who may have a connection to the Maldiville cartel leader by the Angel Martel, played by Danny Trejo.
Cartel leaders are talking about buying droids from Gabriel Malvado, Angel's son. After Angel arrives with a pair of droids, he has the droids kill the other cartel leaders to consolidate his power.
Carson is being driven to Juarez when his driver is shot dead. The droid drives in to intercept Carson. Carson attempts to shoot back with the equipment the military gave him when a team of soldiers drive up to help Carson.
During this scene, one of the soldiers refers to Gabriel as Mr. Miyagi.
Why?
No clue.
Unfortunately, their firepower is no match for the droid, so they use a grenade that I guess causes the droid to slip, though it just gets back up and makes the whole thing kind of pointless. Another soldier drives up in a truck to give Carson and the soldiers a ride out of there.
While near his shrine to Santa Muerta, the patron saint of death, Angel is on the phone with the company that makes the droids, who want Carson taken alive, though they don't tell him exactly why. After the call, Gabriel asks his father why he wasn't allowed to kill Carson, and Angel tells of the day he almost died, but was spared by Santa Muerta, and that he kills in her name to ensure his continued survival.
After regrouping at the hideout, the soldiers wonder how the cartel knew where they were going to pick up Carson. Carson is proudly introduced to the guys who saved him: Sergeant Hernandez, Mikey, Stewart, and Chris and Luke. The soldiers go over the information they have regarding a nightclub run by a guy who works for the Marvado cartel. Carson asks Luke who Adam is.
Some scientists working with Flores finish something, and one sends a message to Flores while the guards are on the radio. One of the scientists electrocutes himself, and then the other tries to blind the guards, but ends up shot by Angel, who has come to check on the progress of the project he has Flores working on. Florem tells him that he needs another work since what he's doing isn't his area of expertise, and asks to see his daughter, and reveals that he told them what the other scientists were planning. But Angel demands that Flores finish the project or he'll kill his daughter.
Don't kill his daughter. Nobody likes that.
Back with the soldiers, Luke explains that Adam is an advanced AI, relays information to the soldiers. Carson is very resistant to wear the contacts that connect him to Adam.
It's understandable.
Carson finally agrees, and Adam tells him that the AI is able to help Carson by seeing what he sees. The soldiers get some intel regarding a droid being sold by an old man.
Hernandez orders Mikey and Carson to investigate the droid cellar, and Hernandez tells Carson to behave or he'll do something horrible to him. After Carson and Mikey leave, Hernandez calls up General Beck, and tells him they were ambushed when picking up Carson, and that they're going to investigate a lead to Flores' location. Beck tells him that once they get Flores to repair the chip, they will no longer need Carson.
Carson and Mikey head to the junkyard to ask about the droid that's being sold. They inspect the robot. When the owner of the junkyard learns they don't have money, he refuses to let them have it. Adam informs Carson that the droid can still function, and it gets up and starts shooting at them. After a brief gunfight turned into fistfight, Carson has a reaction to the damaged chip in his head, and he shoots the droid until it shuts down. Someone recognizes the symbol on the droid, and the junkyard owner is happy to give them the robot free of charge.
He got scared shittles. That's why they got it for free.
At the nightclub, the owner, Miguel, orders his women to strip a woman naked so they can teach her how to please him. Gabriel intervenes and takes the girl, who turns out to be Flores' daughter, Mina, with him. Gabriel reunites the father and daughter, but not for very long.
Carson and Mikey return to the hideout with the droid. The soldiers start eating dinner as they plan to raid the cartel-run nightclub that night. Mikey confronts Carson to ask him why the man isn't still in person, though he didn't get any answer. Adam asks Carson about why he can't find Carson in the military database and asks him about something very sensitive.
Gabriel gives Mina a place to stay, and though he can't release them, he promises that it will all be over soon. Mikey radios Angel, revealing that he was the rat who leaked the pickup location earlier. The soldiers go over the plans for raiding the nightclub. Luke gives Carson a high-tech helmet to help with the raid, and talks with Carson about what Adam asked Carson earlier, and then the soldiers head out for the raid.
Angel calls Gabriel into his shrine to have a chat with him of the upcoming raid. He's assigned Gabriel to intervene and capture Carson so he can find out why his supplier wants him. Before letting Gabriel go, Angel kills Mina to prove a point.
Who didn't see that coming?
Angel demands Gabriel to bring him Carson or share the same fate.
The soldiers arrive at the nightclub, and after the guards are disposed of and Adam disables the camera, they begin their raid. When Miguel notices the cameras have been disabled, he sends someone to check on the cameras as the soldiers infiltrate the building. A shot is fired to scare off the unarmed patrons of the club, and a shootout begins between the soldiers and the cartel goons. After killing the goons on the dance floor, the soldiers split up to search for Miguel. Adam informs Hernandez that armed men are approaching the building, and another shootout happens.
Mikey cuts his connection with Adam and continues his search for Miguel, finding and killing the man so the other soldiers can't get Flores' location from him. Carson meets up with Mikey, who claims that Miguel drew his gun first. The shootout on the dance floor continues as Mikey tells Hernandez that Miguel is dead when Gabriel and a pair of robots show up and start shooting at the soldiers. Carson and Mikey circle around Gabriel and the droids, tricking the robots into shooting Gabriel and each other. Some random guy who I guess went to the bathroom comes back to find the dance floor covered in corpses.
As you do.
The soldiers return to the hideout to treat Stewart's injury. Also, Mikey reveals that Hernandez was killed by the droids, but I don't remember that happening. And Beck calls to complain about the fact that things are tits up, and claims there can't be an informant, even though there totally is one. Beck demands they find Flores before hanging up. Luke tells Mikey and Carson that, thanks to checking the damaged droid's memory banks, he's found out where Flores is being held.
The next morning, the bathroom guy brings Gabriel's body back to Angel, and Angel kills him, then gets a call from the rat. Luke shows Carson a magnetic grenade he created that clings to metal and fries electrical devices as well as damaged droid that Adam can now control. The soldiers prepare to head out again with the Adam droid tagging along.
I gotta admit, Adam has a nice ass.
The soldiers use one of the EMP grenades to take out a droid guarding the entrance to the building Flores is being held in. Carson tells Stewart and Chris to hang back outside while he and the others enter the building. After finding the room with the security camera footage is being fed to, Adam has trouble accessing the networks in his new droid body, meaning he can't scout ahead using the cameras. Carson has Luke and Mikey man the security feeds while he and Adam infiltrate further.
The pair find cocaine as well as a new model of droid which Carson and Adam are forced to engage. While doing below, Angel hears the gunfire. Mike is talking to Angel right in front of Luke, who doesn't suspect anything. Carson uses an EMP grenade which only slightly hinders the new droid due to its armor plating. Adam and Carson continue battling the new droid, and Carson shoots the droid in the eyes, knocking it down and blinding it. When it gets up, it charges at Adam. Carson uses another EMP grenade, which works this time for some reason.
Then another grenade that attached to Adam goes off and knocks Carson out. Mikey and Angel's goons capture Luke and Carson, and Mikey tells Angel where Stewart and Chris are located. After Luke calls him out on his betrayal, Mikey reveals his motivations for betraying his allies. Money.
The pair outside are still waiting for the others to return when Angel's goons start shooting at them from behind. Angel's contacted by his superior, but he decides to betray them for his own profit. Angel turns his attention to the captured soldiers and show off his giant robot. Angel taunts Carson as Flores shows up. Angel stabs Carson in the shoulder to interrogate Carson more and shows off his mech's power. Angel tells Flores to power up the guns on the mech, even threatening to kill the scientist's already dead daughter if he doesn't.
Keep in mind that Flores doesn't know that she's dead yet, so Angel is giving him an empty threat.
Carson begins reacting to the chip in his head again, and Flores reveals that the chip can control a large army of droids, and that Carson was responsible for a massacre in Hamadan that was mentioned at the beginning of the movie. Angel then demands that Flores shoot Luke with the mech's minigun, continuing to use the dead daughter as motivation for the scientist. But when Flores still refuses, Angel decides to activate it himself, killing Luke with bad special effects.
Yeah, that was bad. Very bad. Boy. Yeah.
Adam then shows up, and Carson manages to break free and get into a fist fight with Mikey. Flores asks Angel to let him and his daughter go, only to learn that his daughter is dead before Angel shoots him. Angel boards his mech and begins pursuing Carson, turns the rat into mist via bad CGI. Adam finds Flores and tries to teach the AI emotion over Luke's death and reveals that the chip in Carson's head isn't damaged at all. Adam tells Carson to leave Angel outside.
Outside, Chris gets into a fist fight with one of the goons. Adam tells them that Carson is heading their way. Chris manages to beat the goon when Stewart shoots the guy in the head, stealing Chris's kill.
The interactions between these two are great, and I kind of wish we could have talked about them earlier.
It just wasn't important to the plot, so we had to skim over it.
Angel chases Carson, and now Chris, with his mech. Angel's really enjoying his new toy, when Chris uses an EMP grenade to bring the mech down briefly. Adam tells Carson he's activated 20 droids, and is heading to Carson's current location.
Stewart attempts to knock the mech down with a truck. Angel shoots the truck until it explodes, killing Stewart. The explosion also kills Chris by editing him out of the shot.
A random lady's voice tells Carson to get up.
Wait, who the heck is that now?
I think that's his wife.
Why is she randomly showing up now?
Adam shows up and climbs onto Angel's mech, but gets tossed aside. The other 20 droids the other 3 droids show up, and Adam reveals that Carson is the one controlling them with the chip in his head. One of the droids uses a rocket launcher to knock the mech down, and Angel is forced to crawl out of it. Carson then uses a minigun to shoot Angel to death several times over, finally avenging the death of his brother.
Wait, what? Yeah, according to the back of the DVD case, Carson's trying to find his brother's killer.
But there was no brother plot in this entire movie.
You're right.
This movie plot is dumb.
That having been said, this movie is fun to make fun of.
Oh yeah.
And Danny Trejo gives 110%.
Oh yeah, he can play a great cartel leader perfectly.
He is the star of this movie.
Oh, most definitely. He probably was the most paid.
Well, that was Cartel 2045, also known as Juarez 2045.
Yep. I'm Tank.
I'm Protomet.
See ya!